So this video very much follows on from what we were just doing with email campaigns in the previous one. And if you haven't appreciated, this is part of a playlist that we've put here on YouTube. So be sure to subscribe and check out all of these videos. But as we're over here in this section, we're going to come down to events. It feels like it's a very nice progression on from the emails. Now, events have a physical date and time. So unlike we were just talking in that previous email about how you can schedule out emails, we talked about our 28-day Kajabi Kickstart challenge, how that if you signed up today, today is your day one, and it will drip that out in the actual course, in the product, and it will also drip out an email sequence that makes this day one. If somebody joins 3 days later, that's their day one. Okay, now this in an event, as I say, is a physical date. Now we happen to be on Monday as I'm recording this. On Monday we're going to be running through our Kajabi Kickstart live. So we do this twice a year where actually everybody starts on the same day and we work through together. Now this does create that something special about being in a cohort group. You know that everyone's on the same page. If you're using a Facebook group or a community, you can be adding it into there as well. So that would be one use of an event. Another one might be a webinar that you might be running. And I just did this last night actually. So you can create an event around this and you know that it's going to be at 5 p.m. whatever your time is that you're doing it. You create your event to that. And then what you'll see is rather than an email sequence, you can do emails before and after the event and it's locked on to the date of the event. So let me just demonstrate and show you a couple of examples how we do this. So creating our event, get started. So what's the title of it? So let's call this a demo webinar, and we're going to be doing this next Wednesday at 5 p.m. and we'll hit save. And really what it's doing here then is allowing me to create emails before and after it. I can also see those that have registered for it and I can see this list building out. I will also, referring back to the video we just did on emails, once someone has registered to this, I could send a broadcast to anybody who registered to this event but maybe didn't purchase the product afterwards. We're building up audiences every time we're creating something new in Kajabi. And this is one of the reasons I love the fact that Kajabi is an all-in-one solution. You know, I'm not sending this out. I'm not using multiple tools that I'm having to use Zapier and other things to make them work. It's all in one place. This is the event itself. And so we can add emails, and the first one might be at time of registration. So this is our demo webinar. When somebody fills out the form to say, yeah, I want to attend the webinar, we would send an email to them straight away. Now this is a simpler editor. We don't get the option in an event at the moment to be able to do all the fancy emails. We can still bring in images. We can still add buttons and things in here. It's a more basic editor than what you've just seen in that previous video. But for now, let's just show you it here. So at time of registration, we've now got this email. Let's hit save. And again, let me just show you this. So it might be at the time of the event. So literally sending it, okay, webinar's happening now. Show you that in the next section. Let's go with before the event. And so I might say 1 day, 1 week, 1 hour, so many minutes before. And, we're just putting something in here. I just need to put something in, else it won't let me save it. And I can build this up, and I would put then, we might put after the event, and it might be 1 day afterwards that we want to put up a replay. Yeah, and we've attached all of this in here. I love the way this does this because, somebody might sign up for an email sequence. Let's say this webinar is next Wednesday. Somebody signs up now. If I were doing a sequence, then it's based on from when they sign up for the email. This way round, I'm doing it back from the event. So if somebody doesn't sign up until Tuesday night when I'm going to be doing the webinar, then they'll miss the email that said a week before, but they will get the email that says at time of registration, and they will get those prompts that say 15 minutes before or an hour before, hey, get ready, here's the link again. So really powerful when you're doing webinars like this. The other cool thing that you can do is when we come back to these events, this demo webinar, I can duplicate. So if I plan on running exactly the same webinar in 3 months' time, I can duplicate it and it will carry all of those emails that are so many days before, so many days after. We do this with our Ecamm Live Academy and used to do it with our YouTube Academy when we ran that live. And that again, we're running it much like our Kickstart event. We're running this over 2 weeks. We drip out videos across the days. And so all of this automation happens once we build this out for the emails for the actual training event, and we can duplicate it and we run it again later in the year. So much quicker and easier than starting again and having to create these emails all over again. Now let me just show you then the difference of an event, Kajabi Kickstart Live, and I actually have one that is set and ready to go that will start on Monday, but I want you to see it over here, me kind of building out from scratch. So the event, I want it to start 9 a.m. here. This is when the thing actually starts. This is when the videos start getting dripped out and first email saying, hey, it's day one. So this is not a webinar now. This is an actual live training and how we would use it and how we would drip those emails out. So at time of event, this is going to be day one. And then I would put the details in here, what I want them to do. I could put a link in here under a button to the URL, telling it what to say, changing the color of that button. So if I want to say, head over to your library now and access the training, and that would be my day one set. And I could do this across the 28 days. And as you saw, that's all automated. So that's events. As I say, it's a physical date and a time. It could be a webinar. It could be this training. I'm sure lots of other reasons why you might create an event. Now, if I come back to my email campaigns, which one did we send? First email. I think this was the one we put a space in. No, it wasn't. Maybe we didn't actually add it in. So let's go back to this first email that we made. We'll click down here to edit the content. Oh, it is here. It just wasn't showing. So we had down here our event and so demo webinar. So imagine that this email is just a broadcast out to everybody telling them that we've got a webinar, trying to get them to sign up. And I can add in here then, and this will count down and it will be live within the email. I can adjust that slightly as a little bit of control over what these look like. I tend to just stick with this round one at the top here. I quite like that. And again, you know, within the email, I could move that around to wherever I wanted. Really powerful to have this kind of countdown to create that scarcity. So this is a countdown to the webinar itself. I couldn't demonstrate this in the email video because we didn't have an event set up. So there you go. That's we've added this one in now. The same thing can happen to a page. What do we have? We created a landing page, I think. I don't think we did a lot to it. So imagine on this one again, we've got an event in here. We could come down the side and we could add a hero countdown. So that will be a big one like this, or we could just bring in a countdown on its own, an event countdown, and it'll bring it in like this. And my event is going to ask me to select the event. So again, we can go with this webinar. Right, there it goes, and it's now pulling this in. And we can change this around if we don't want to be able to see all this, the text in here. It's going to bring in the title of the event, the description of the event. We can change again the coloring and things of these, countdown settings, what that looks like. Again, that event can be really useful to create this scarcity and put it on here and say, come and join us, even on the registration page, or maybe they've registered, but on the thank you page, then you want to say, well done, looking forward to seeing you, and you would have the countdown going to Monday when the thing actually starts rather than to the webinar. These are the sort of things that we do and build in there. Yeah, it's just next level stuff. So that's events. I don't think I can say a lot more about them. If you've got any questions or you feel there is something that we haven't covered, please do let me know in the comments, or maybe tell me how you think you could use this. And I've been talking quite a bit about that Kajabi Kickstart event. If you haven't actually signed up for Kajabi yet, please consider coming through our affiliate link and registering through us. We can give you a 30-day free trial rather than the 14 that Kajabi offer you. And this Kajabi Kickstart, our 28-day onboarding series, you get access to free of charge. I will get on fortnightly, bi-monthly calls with you. I never know if it's bi-monthly or bi-weekly, but every other week I'll get on a call with you, help you out, and if you decide to stay past your trial, we will support you in our Kajabi Academy for as long as you stay on Kajabi. So do check that out if you're not already on Kajabi. We're going to move on now, and I think in the next video, we're going to have a look at funnels. So why don't you come and join me over there?